The Tokyo Game Show is the next big event where we'll be seeing a lot of new and existing exciting projects. In this video, we'll be going over 11 games that we are dying to see at TGS. Some of these games are announced, others are just rumored, so with that being said, let's get right into this. FromSoftware new games. FromSoftware has closed the book on Dark Souls for now, and the question remains, what have they been working on for the past couple of years? The Souls formula is great, and there's definitely room for another Bloodborne title. That would be a PlayStation 4 exclusive. Outside of that, a new Armored Core game is something we've wanted for a very long time. That franchise has been missing for 4 years. It could also be a brand new IP. Whatever the case may be, we should see From's new project at TGS. Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry has been one of the marquee franchises for the last 15 years. However, after Devil May Cry 4, the series has been falling off the radar. We saw the reboot, and while that was a really good game, it didn't really recapture the essence of the franchise. A brand new 5th entry with the original Dante is something a lot of people would get excited for. Rumors have been circulating, maybe we'll finally see it at TGS, fingers crossed.
A place I used to know. In the night we want to love. Make myself clean for the gasoline burning all the fear.
Final Fantasy VII Remake. Final Fantasy VII is one of the most iconic games of all time. Needless to say, everyone is hyped for the long-awaited remake, which was announced back in 2015, and we've seen information trickle in about the game, but we haven't seen new footage in a very long time. That should finally change at TGS. We should receive more insight on the game, what they're adding, changing, new areas, maybe the release structure. I highly doubt we'll get a release date until another long-awaited Square Enix title releases, but we should be getting a lot more info at TGS. Resident Evil 2 Remake. We know that a Resident Evil 2 remake is on the way. This is one of the most anticipated games coming from Capcom. However, we don't know all too much about it yet. Currently, it's expected to see a 2018 release, but at TGS, we'll probably see some footage of the game. And Resident Evil 2 was a fantastic game with amazing atmosphere and setting design. The remake should be no different. Shenmue 3. Just like Final Fantasy VII, Shenmue is one of the most iconic games of all time. The first game was the most expensive video game developed at the time, with an estimated production and marketing cost of $47 million. It saw a sequel in Shenmue 2, and despite its cult following, the games did not succeed at a commercial level. Luckily, over a decade later, after so much fan demand, Shenmue 3 finally was announced and helped fund it through Kickstarter. And now it will become a reality. Shenmue 3 is scheduled for a release late 2018, so TGS makes perfect sense for a lot more information to come out. Deep Down. Deep Down is a dungeon crawler that's been in development by Capcom for a very long time, before the PlayStation 4 had even been released. The gameplay of Deep Down has been compared to Dragon's Dogma as well as the Dark Souls series, and since it's been revealed, the game's vision has been far expanded. Hopefully we finally see more of the game at this year's TGS. Dragon's Dogma 2. Dragon's Dogma was one of the great action RPGs last generation. It was released towards the end of the PlayStation 3's life, but still managed to make quite an impact. And recently, the game has been gaining more attention after the PC release, as well as a remaster in development for current-gen consoles. So now would make as much sense as ever for a sequel to be announced, and TGS is the perfect platform to make that announcement. Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 is pretty much a surefire to be at TGS. This is Square Enix's big project right now. Yes, Final Fantasy VII is in development too, but Kingdom Hearts 3 is actually in sight. It's scheduled for a 2018 release, which for a Square Enix JRPG, that might be as close as you're getting. Whether it be new locations, characters, story elements, a trailer encompassing all of that is almost guaranteed. Live gameplay would be great to see too. Either way, without a doubt, you'll be getting some info on Kingdom Hearts 3 at TGS. NieR Remake. NieR Automata was one of the best games this year, and all signs point to that game being a gigantic success given expectations. Now that so many more people are familiar with NieR, it wouldn't be a bad idea to remaster or remake the first NieR game. Sure, it wasn't perfect and Automata was a better game, but there was a lot to like about the first game. The great storytelling, design, music, it does a lot right. And giving gamers another chance to experience the game would be great. Let's hope it happens.
You will understand. In time.
Dad, I don't want you to hate me because of this disease.
Yona! I need more power. I need to protect Yona.
Me live.
God Eater 3. The Monster Hunter formula is one that's very successful in Japan, and God Eater has been a franchise that's been one of the more popular ones. The games have been seeing Western releases recently as well, so there's steam building up in the franchise. We have yet to see an official announcement for God Eater 3, but at some point you know it'll be happening. It's been a while since we've gotten any info on anything God Eater related, so a third game being announced seems very likely for TGS.
Let's tear through them.
Primary target terminated.
God of
It's over. Primary target terminated. Aren't you the lucky one? Mission accomplished. Prepare to return to base.
Finally, Death Stranding. After the conflict between Hideo Kojima and Konami finally wrapped up, Kojima turned his attention to what could be one of the most ambitious games ever, Death Stranding. An open-world action game featuring Norman Reedus portraying the main character. We still don't know too much about the game, but given Kojima is working on the game, Sony is publishing it, and everything being put into the project, the potential is limitless. We still don't have a release date or window. 2018 has been thrown around, but at this point we should finally be seeing some footage of the game. And TGS makes a lot of sense for the game to be shown off. So that wraps up 11 games we're dying to see at TGS. What do you think? Which games are you the most excited for at the Tokyo Game Show? Comment your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching and goodbye.